Welcome and come join us as we go to Kayangan Lake. This is part 4 of 5 of the Coron Island Tour Alpha here in the Philippine Islands. The Philippine Islands are an archipelago on the western side of the Pacific Ocean. Coron is an island on the western side in the Palawan province. We are going along the northern side of the island near Coron town. We are currently leaving Bunal Beach. Once we leave Bunal, we'll go around this peninsula and then we'll travel along the shoreline, passing the twin lagoons from our first stop and moving on to Kayangan Lake. Here we will park in this left area, climb a number of steps, and then transit down into the perched freshwater lake. As you enter the area where the access to the lake is, you'll note that there is a large dock that runs along the edge. This is so that many of the outriggers boats can go ahead and attach, and then people can walk from there. Thanks to having a smaller boat, we were able to get a much closer and get to this entryway. Here, on the right, your guide will pay, and you will do your 163 steps up and 204 down. Thankfully, a majority of the steps are concrete, although they are uneven, and there's a handrail the entire way. At the top, there is a dramatic viewpoint that you can go ahead and get a family photo or a group photo at, much like we did here. And the photo is one of the most common and popular in Palawan, and I would say the entire Philippines. If you look up Palawan, it is definitely the picture that you get. So take time and make sure that you get the picture you want before you head down into the lake. Climbing down on the lakeside, there tends to be a lot of foliage. So you'll come down into a bright green area and then you'll emerge out onto this floating dock that is in the fresh water. There are access points both left and right, as well as a couple of areas for you to go ahead and sit down. Once you are here, you can take off whatever shoes or boots you wore up and put on your fins and get in. I would be conscious that when you come down off of these stairs, some of these rocks are very sharp, and so having some kind of water boot to protect your feet is a good move. Once you're in the water, you'll notice that it is relatively clear with a blue cast, and there are some animals in it that you should be aware of. Once you get in, you can swim out to the right to the end, or you can go straight across the left side, which is also to the north, and there is a really neat cave that you can go and explore. Our artistic director brought the cat cam down and emerged into the tunnel. She went underwater, and we will later show you how to do it just staying above the water. But the cave is definitely wider inside, and there's a couple of spots where people have been able to rappel down into it. Once you're in, it is very obvious how to get back out, but it is generally one person at a time due to its width. So do be conscious of allowing people to get out. Now that we've shown how to do it by diving underneath, we will show you how to do it with your head above water using a snorkel or just swimming. So you can easily come in here between these rocks and you have plenty of room below the water, and just work your way back, being conscious of looking ahead. It is significantly darker, so you want to go ahead and give your eyes an opportunity to adapt, but as you can see, you can probably fit 5 or 6 people back here in the cave while you're exploring. We then went ahead and headed back out to explore the rest of the lake. As we explored, we pushed our life vests with us. Snorkeling with the life vest is awkward, and so the law requires that we have it with us, but not necessarily that we use it. And so what you'll see is a lot of us just carrying or pushing them, and exploring as we can. I would note that the fresh water is less buoyant than the salt water, and some people who have only done saltwater snorkeling may not be used to this, but definitely be aware and bring fins or use the life vest if you're not going mask and snorkel. Sometimes you do get snuck up on, and instead of becoming or using a life vest, you become a lily pad. So be aware depending on who you're with. After your swim, going back up and over is the same process. Although I will say that the steps on the lakeside are wetter as people are coming up and dripping as they go up. It tends to become less as you go down on the backside back to the ocean. This is a bit tight at times, so be conscious and definitely take turns. Having had a great time, we returned to the boat, went back out into the water, and headed from there to our fifth site, Siete Pecados, an area known for snorkeling where we would be dropped off and explore. We'd ask that you go ahead and join us as we go through that in our fifth video. We had a great time. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you on the next one.